I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about something that we may feel is not part of health, whether it's mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, or our physical health. We may look at diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular problems, high blood pressure, menopause, hormonal imbalances, skin problems. We may look at it at a symptomatic level. What's the medicine that we need to treat this with? And that's all good. Your medicines can save your life. Your medicines can make you better. Also, what's good is addressing the root cause of the problem. Today, what I want to explain to you is something that I've seen over the last couple of years treating patients. While some of them may have the best diet plans, the best medication, the best surgeries, the best oncologists, the best treatment, the best access to healthcare, a lot of these people struggle through recovery. Or they recover and they get sick again. And they recover and they get sick again. This makes us think, what are we missing? We got the meds right, we got nutrition right, we've got them to exercise, we've got them to sleep better. What's missing? And that's where you go deeper into the human body. And we find out what are these emotions, or what are the integral demands or integral ingredients that the human soul requires. And when the human soul gets that, there's harmony, there's homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the body's ability to keep your internal environment stable, which means when everything's fine, your stress levels are down, your heart's beating the right way, your kidneys are working, your liver's working, your pressure is regulated, you're in homeostasis. If our blood pressure shoots up, we're out of homeostasis. Our blood sugar levels shoot up and stays out of control, we're out of homeostasis. We suddenly get stressed, we're breathing heavily, we're getting palpitations, we're out of homeostasis. There's an imbalance in the body. Your cells are not working in harmony with each other. I've spoken about this many times, but today I want to focus on safety. There are three things which you can break down into several more that every human being needs, from a newborn child to a senior citizen to a patient who's terminally ill and has a few weeks left to live. Every one of these humans, be a teenager, a 20-year-old, a 30, 40, 50, doesn't matter. We need love. We need validation or attention from the people that matter, which is a kind of acknowledgement or a kind of an approval. We need to feel a sense of belonging. I belong to a family. I belong to this mom. I belong to this particular environment or community. And a feeling of safety. When any of these get threatened, we're out of homeostasis. You know, there's this beautiful thing that I keep telling people. A child, a teenager, a young adult, if they don't get this in their lifetime, when maybe from a parent, maybe from, a friend, maybe from a partner, if you don't get any of these three things, most people will search for it outside of their families. I had many addict patients I would spend a lot of time with them, and I would ask them, why did you get into drugs? And they said, we didn't actually get directly into drugs. The people we hung around with that did drugs, the drug dealers, they always seemed to give us more love, care, a feeling of safety than our own parents, than our own siblings. Now, we need to understand that's not the right way to do it, but what I'm trying to explain to all of us, every human is craving these things. And that's why even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, safety is only second to your physiological needs. Now, let's come to safety. I have something to ask all of you right now. Reflect. I'm going to ask you a question, and I just want you to see what comes up. At this point in your life right now, do you feel a sense of deep safety in? I'm not talking about the safety that I'm in this city and there's a mugging today or there was a rape in that city. I'm not talking about that safety. I'm saying forget about all of that stuff and just you as a human being right now. Do you feel a sense of safety? Like whatever may happen, you would be scared, you would be fearful, but hey, you feel like there's a safety net. That safety net could be friends, family, siblings, maybe a God, could be a spiritual path, could be your partner. I want you to think about that right now. The reason why is, like I said, feeling safe is an integral part of the human experience. It's not something that we get to choose that this is not important to me. So most people, for example, we work to earn money. Why do we want to earn money? to buy good things, to put our children in school, to have a great life, to travel. But at the end of the day, everything we're doing leads back to these three things I told you. Okay, we want to look after our children or look after our family, so we want to earn money. Why do we want to look after them? It comes from a space of love. Why do we want money? It's a security. It's a feeling of safety. Why do we want to protect our children? It's a feeling of safety. So you see, whatever we do in life is coming back to these things. Someone may be out of a relationship, going through a divorce, and gets into some mindless relationships, and we judge them, we turn them, we call them different derogatory terms. But what these humans are really looking for is safety. They want someone to provide that safety, or that love, or that attention, or that validation. So every human being, whatever action you're doing today, whatever you're chasing, whatever you're doing, you may say, oh, I want to change the world, I want to serve people, I want to look after the poor, all of that. It's all coming back to safety, love, and attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. We see this in a lot of our patients. Safety is a primal need of a human being. Go back to evolution, okay? Your primal instinct kicks in when you need to be safe. So a mom protecting her children, she will do anything to protect her children. You've all heard stories about like a simple average woman turning over a burning car by herself to save her child. You've heard about women fighting off rapists to protect their children who are in the next bedroom. Where do they get all this energy from? Pure adrenaline that shoots in because their survival instinct kicks in, which is self-preservation and safety. Anything that threatens our safety today threatens our health. Let's talk about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. These are found in patients, rape victims, soldiers who have seen death, seen that suffering, and their safety has been threatened. So as they come back into the real world, anything that reminds them of that experience is nothing but PTSD. Again, it has threatened safety. So what I'm trying to get us to understand today is it is very important for us in our healing process, in our recovery process, or maybe we don't have a disease right now, but how are we building our lives to ensure that we can go to sleep every night with that feeling of safety? And I have those tips and things, techniques that we can discuss right now. But again, let's understand a little bit more science. For your primal instinct, you feel threatened, your safety is threatened, the safety of your child is threatened. You got to know that your mom got a disease, you got a disease, someone close to you got a disease. Your safety is threatened. Immediately, the fear of what may happen. You get into the sympathetic nervous system. That's the fight and flight response. The fight and flight response is controlled by your autonomic nervous system, which will shoot up cortisol and adrenaline to support the stressful situation. Now, that's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with cortisol and adrenaline unless it stays high for too long. Now, we don't have the stressors like in the old days of being chased by a tiger or a lion or an animal or any of that. Our stressors are, will she marry me? Will he marry me? Will she break up? Will he cheat? Will I get that job? What will people think of me? Oh no, I've put on weight. I can't go out into society today. What's my boss going to say if I don't meet my targets? That's our kind of stress today. Oh no, I have too much on my plate. Plus I got kids. I'm sleep deprived. My blood pressure's up. These constant stresses produce more cortisol and adrenaline, which in turn has every impact on our digestion, our appetite, our skin, our hair, our immunity, and inflammation. We know today it's a well-established fact that chronic stress can lead to disease, cardiovascular problems, cancers, and so many other things. So coming back to safety, we need to understand that the more we're in a state of homeostasis, the healthier we are. When we're in homeostasis, our cells are working in harmony with each other. Our body is not attacking us. Our body is working for us, not against us. So, why do people get high blood pressure? Many, many, many reasons. You get stressed out. Why are you stressed? Because something has threatened your safety. Or something has threatened love. Or something has threatened a source that gives you attention or validation. Of course, we also get anxious because we want to be in control all the time. Why do we want to be in control all the time? Is that a bad thing? No, because it makes us feel safe. if I know what's going to happen tomorrow, if I know how this business deal is going to turn out, if I know the outcome of my disease, am I going to live? Am I going to die? Am I going to get better? All of that comes to us wanting to be in control because it threatens our safety. So now how do we create a sense of safety? If many of you did the exercise that I told you right now and you don't feel safe about yourself, how can we do it? So number one, our physical spaces. How do we make our physical environment safe that's within our control? Some of us will put locks on our door, we'll have security cameras, we'll keep our homes safe. All of that stuff is a way to make your physical safety important to you. You choose the countries that you want to travel to, you choose your company, you choose who you want to be with on a dating app. All of these things threaten our safety. So you have to have some mindfulness before making these decisions. The second is establish routines. What are these routines? If you have a fear of getting sick because it threatens your safety, what should you be doing today? Eating well, working out, making a change in your sleep habits, learning to meditate, learning how to accept, learning how to let go of things you can't control. These are routines that we need to establish every day to make us feel safe about ourselves. So if we've looked after ourselves and something happens to us, everyone knows that people who have looked after themselves has a higher chance of recovery if they're hit down with disease compared to someone who's already sick or already weak. So these are the little routines that we establish. So we have a plan about our finances. I may need this much for retirement, this much for a home. All these little routines help us build safety. So establish the routines that you need. What about your friend circles and the people you hang around with? It is so important for you to validate that. Are you spending time with people, or are you in relationships where you can feel safe, which means you can be your authentic self? You can express yourself without the fear of a breakup, a fight. These things can happen. But you got to feel so safe that you can be yourself, not become a doormat. So many people are living with repressed and suppressed emotions that are making them sick every single day. This is because they don't feel safe. So many people don't feel safe in their marriages, in their relationships, in their work environments, in their businesses. They don't feel safe. There are parents who don't feel safe with their kids, so they think they need to spoil their kids rotten, because if they don't do it, my kids may not love me. So instead, let's just spoil them. That's your safety. These are the feelings that you have to work with. So establishing our connection. Are you in a society circle where you never feel yourself? You got to be someone else all the time? That's not the way to live. You're living out of homeostasis. You're living in stress, chronic stress. Do you start to think about next weekend before it's even arrived? Which group am I going to hang out? What do people think if I wear this? Oh no, I've not got my hair done. What's going to be happening? That's chronic stress. That's making us sicker and sicker every day. But we got to reach that point of feeling so safe, we're comfortable with the people we hang out with, which is why it's always better to choose your people, not the number, but the quality. It's better to have a fewer amount of friends than many friends and feel unsafe, which threatens your basic human instinct. So all of these are important for your physical health. There are so many people today, depression is linked. It is also linked. There are many reasons, but again, it comes down to someone not feeling safe. So let's say you broke up. You're in a relationship, you've broken up, you've been out of love. You're scared to get into other relationships, not because you don't believe in love. It's because your safety is threatened. It's not because your meaning of love has changed. That's all your conscious mind taking parts of movies and songs and books and other people's experiences and putting it together. But the reason you don't want to get into another relationship is because your safety was threatened and hurt once. You're scared it's going to happen again. It's like a child riding a bicycle. They fall down. Every parent knows that, hey, it's okay. Get over it. Ride again. That's how you get over that. You're trying to get over that. And by learning the skill, you will now start to feel safe. So it is so important for us to understand that it's not just a physiological concept, safety. It is a biological imperative that impacts every cell of our body. What works for us is, number one, understanding what takes away your safety, what threatens your safety. Some people had bad childhood, some people had traumas, whatever it is. If it's deep, work with a counselor, work with a therapist. It is so important for you. even if the only goal of your therapy is to come out feeling safe, it's a huge win. It's a huge win. For everyone else, I have a powerful affirmation that I want to leave you with tonight. This works beautifully for me and a lot of our patients, because when our patients come to us, we're also asking questions like this about their safety, because everything works together in the human body. Like I said, the best drugs and the best nutrition won't work if our internal environment feels unsafe, unloved, and uncared for. And of course, some people may fall out of love. Some people lose a partner in debt. There are other ways of finding sources. But the point is, we need to understand how important these sources are so we make it part of our action plan to find it. The most powerful affirmation that I believe personally works for me and so many of our patients is, I trust the process of life. I am safe. I feel safe. And I want you to say this with so much of depth and so much of love and belief, even if your mind doesn't believe it. The more you repeat it, the more you program your subconscious mind. The best time to do this is right before bed and just when you wake up in the morning. I trust the process of life. Most people don't trust life, and that's why they feel unsafe all the time. That's why they try to do more and more things to try to feel in control, because their safety is threatened. But you find someone who feels safe. These people are not threatened with everything happening around. They trust the process of life, because guess what? There really is nothing else you and I can do but trust the process of life. I am safe. I feel safe. I want you to practice this and see how it works for you. The more we program our subconscious mind, it has a therapeutic impact on our physical self and our emotional self as well. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great evening. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, UCARE is all about you.